A Lexington elementary school put on heightened alert. Now at 4, we're live with breaking details about what caused all the concern. Also at 4, a scare for a Lexington student who says a man grabbed him at the bus stop. The boy's mother tells us why she thinks her son was able to escape.
Big time weather changes blowing into the Bluegrass State as we speak. I'll show you why the 60s are soon to become a thing of the past, and we could be talking about snowflakes next.
WKYT News starts now with breaking news.
2 men are in custody this afternoon accused of trying to get inside a Lexington elementary school. The incident happened just after 2 this afternoon at Sandersville Elementary. When police arrived, the men took off. They were taken into custody after crashing their car into a home on Movado Court about a mile away from the school. WKYT's Garrett Weimer is live at Sandersville Elementary with the breaking details. Garrett?
It looks like the last of the police have just left, and it's much calmer now than it was just a little bit ago. You can still see some kids and parents leaving the school here, but over the last hour we've watched investigators search the sewer systems out here in front of the school. We're told it all started around 2:15 when 2 men showed up here at Sandersville Elementary and said they wanted to register for school. A school district spokesperson says parents walking out of the building let them in inside the first set of doors, but the second set were locked. A secretary would not let them in and told them they're in elementary school. But at that point, we're told the men got in their car in the parking lot but did not leave. In an email to parents, the principal says the 2 men tried to get in the back of the school but couldn't get in. Now, staff called police, and when officers arrived, police say the 2 men took off, eventually crashing into a home about a mile away on Movado Court. The school here was on heightened alert, but parents say they didn't have any problems getting their kids at the end of the day when school let out. A school district spokesperson says all the kids and all the staff are okay. But we're still working to get some more details for you, and we'll bring those to you as we get them. Live in Lexington, Garrett Weimer, WKYT.
We've also learned the 2 men tried the same thing earlier at the Learning Center. Heightened alert at a Fayette County public school means all students are locked inside classrooms. Principal Sandy Meffert says law enforcement officers were also on campus to help with dismissal. Well, you would never know it's the middle of December by today's weather. Temperatures are in the low 60s right now in Lexington. Here's a live look at downtown from one of our sky cams where it's 20 degrees above normal, but big changes are headed our way. Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey is tracking them. And Chris, temperatures are dropping fast.
They are to the west of us, especially right now, west of the Mississippi River. Those thermometers in the 30s already. That's what swings in here as early as our Thursday. We look outside, though. The clouds of change are showing up. A day that started out with a lot of sunshine, now 62 degrees with cloudy skies. Winds are still coming at us from the south. That is a warm breeze blowing temperatures into southeastern Kentucky into the upper 60s, flirting with 70 from time to time this afternoon. But to our west, already 57 into Owensboro. Rain's beginning to pick up initially. It's some very light showers blowing into the Frankfort area, Lawrenceburg, down into parts of Mercer County, just to the north of Harrodsburg, Bardstown, the BG Parkway, and then we get into areas west of Louisville. We start to see a little more juice ramping up, and that's really going to pick up the pace in terms of precipitation overnight as a cold front makes its way through. Notice that strong northwesterly wind coming in on the backside of that. That is going to give us a little taste of wintertime over the next few days. In addition to this big temperature drop, we're tracking the possibility of some snow flurries and snow showers when I come back in a little less than 15 minutes.
A Lexington student had a scare on his way to Jesse Clark Middle School. Police say a man tried to grab the boy as he was walking in the Southview Drive and Lamont Drive area yesterday. WKYT's Sean Moody has reaction from the boy's mother in our top story at 4.
Hey there, Jennifer. That was the first incident. Now we've just gotten word about a second incident. Just a little while ago, we got an email from Fayette County Schools saying that a second student here at Jesse Clark Middle School had been approached by someone. Now they're asking parents to talk to their children about how to stay safe. Erin Bagwell said her 11-year-old son was walking near Southview and Lamont Drive when it happened on his way to the bus stop yesterday. She said a man in a red pickup truck was following him. She said that truck stopped and a man got out, then tried to grab her son by the ankle. That's when she said her son, a football player, was able to get away.
He's got a lot of defensive moves, and he was able to think very quickly. He was able to kick the guy and get away from him. He kicked, he punched, he ran.
Just a little while ago, the school sent another email to say another student in the Southview area was standing on his yard this morning when a man pulled up and offered him candy and a ride in a sports car. In that case, school officials said that the parents identified that man as a neighbor and they told police. Lexington police are investigating both of these incidents, and school officials say there will be increased patrols here in the area. Live in Lexington, Sean Moody, WKYT.
There have been other reports of students in Lexington being approached by people in a reddish-colored truck the past few years. Police have not said whether they believe they could be connected. A Kentucky State University student is recovering this afternoon after being wounded in an overnight shooting. Catrice Plaucha and Donta Berry, who is not a KSU student, were hit by gunfire while sitting in a car parked at Rose's Car Wash on Main Street in Frankfort. Frankfort police say the shots were fired from another car in the parking lot. Another KSU student was driving the car the victims were in. He drove to the KSU entrance where he flagged down a police officer for help. Police say the three did not know the vehicle or the people who shot them, but say it is possible the shooting carried over from a fight at an off-campus party.
Apparently there had been some type of altercation there, and so this shooting occurred after that. Now, whether the two are completely related, that's all, of course, part of our investigation.
Police say Plaucha was shot in the arm, Berry in the stomach. Police say Berry will have to have surgery, but both injuries are considered non-life-threatening. A Lexington gas station has been robbed for the third time this week. It happened at the Speedway on Paris Pike about 3:30 this morning. The first robbery happened Saturday morning, the second early Monday morning. Police are now trying to determine if all the robberies are connected. We'll have the latest on the investigation on WKYT News at 4:30. And we're working on a number of other stories for WKYT starting at 4:30. Amber Philpott is in the newsroom with a look at some more of the news in progress. Good afternoon, Amber.
Hello, Jennifer. Police say two southern Kentucky women are lucky to be alive after their car was hit by a train while crossing the tracks. Police in Laurel County say a mother and daughter were hit yesterday by a northbound CSX train. The train was going about 25 miles an hour, and police say if it had been going faster, it could have been much worse. The mother, who was driving, was airlifted with serious injuries. Her daughter was taken to the hospital. Coming up on WKYT News at 5:30, you'll hear why police say this is a tricky crossing. He went into Walmart for his child's special night shopping with a trooper, but left in handcuffs. Police are shocked after they say a man attempted to shoplift during Monday's shop with a trooper at the Moorhead Walmart. In all caps and with 40 exclamation points, the police report shows that the man decided to steal items while he walked through the store with his child during the event. And what they say he tried to steal didn't cost more than $40. We're not releasing the identity of the man for the safety of his children. We're going to have reaction from police ahead on WKYT News at 6.
The winner of The Voice is Jordan Smith.
Harlan County native Jordan Smith has a new record deal and $100,000 after winning season 9 of The Voice. Hundreds of people turned out in Jordan's hometown of Harlan to celebrate his big win.
Now the world knows. We just love him. We're just so excited. We love you, Jordan.
Anybody that has a dream can achieve that dream, no matter where they're from, no matter what they do, no matter where they live.
To show how proud the people of Kentucky and Harlan are of Jordan, Harlan County Judge Executive Dan Mosley is making the month of November Jordan Smith Month. We'll have more reaction from his hometown coming up in our next half hour. That is a look at just some of the news in progress. Jennifer, back to you.
Thank you, Amber. Now to some stories making headlines across the nation at 4. New at 4, a judge has just declared a mistrial in the case of a Baltimore police officer charged in the death of Freddie Gray. Jurors could not reach a verdict after 3 days of deliberations in the manslaughter trial of William Porter. He's the first of 6 police officers to stand trial on charges from Gray's arrest and death. A group of protesters has gathered outside the courthouse. Plenty of fireworks at last night's GOP presidential debate, but will they really change the game? With a little more than 6 weeks to go before the Iowa caucuses, this was the last time the candidates will face off this year. Kristen Fisher reports.
In their first debate since the terrorist attacks in Paris and San Bernardino, the Republican presidential candidates squared off in Las Vegas with national security and fighting ISIS topping the list of priorities.
I think it's really two issues. One is Homeland Security and who's going to protect us at home, and the other is ISIS. Who is going to defeat ISIS in the Middle East?
Donald Trump, who's leading in the national polls but losing ground in the all-important state of Iowa, was the target of most attacks. Jeb Bush called him the chaos candidate, but the Donald was able to give as good as he got.
This isn't tough and easy.
Imagine what it's going to be like dealing with Putin, or dealing with President
Xi,
or dealing with the Islamic terrorism that exists. This is a tough business to run for president.
No, you're a tough guy, Jeb.
And we need to have a leader that is
real tough.
You're never going to be president of the United States by insulting your way to the presidency.
Let's see, I'm at 42 and you're at 3, so far I'm doing better.
Doesn't matter.
It has nothing to do with liking the guy. I just don't think he's ready to be, from day one, to be president of the United States.
With more than a dozen Republicans still in the race, time is running out for those who find themselves polling in the single digits. With 10 days left until Christmas, it was the last chance the candidates had to leave a lasting impression on voters until after the new year.
Most of these candidates did themselves some good with the people that are already for them.
As for the Democrats, Clinton, Sanders, and O'Malley will have their final debate of 2015 this Saturday in New Hampshire. The state's primary will be held just 8 days after the Iowa caucuses on February 9th. In Washington, Kristen Fisher.
For the first time in 7 years, interest rates are going up. Why the Federal Reserve is raising rates now and how Wall Street reacted in WKYT Money Watch. And Netflix is making changes after complaints from customers. What the streaming service is doing next on WKYT News at 4.